Welcome to Uniting the Cults. This video is about miracles. We're going to explain miracles and prophecies. We're going to discuss whether they are myth or science. This is to try to address I hear all the time, the words scientific and miracle together in the same sentence, and I want to address what that means and whether it makes any sense. Um, so first, I want to talk about a little bit about what science actually is, independent of miracles. Um, Science is a method, an approach. It is not a set of conclusions. So science isn't things like what is the temperature of the surface of the sun. Science instead is how did we determine what is the temperature on the surface of the sun, and what is it going to take to improve on the accuracy on that measurement? Things like that. It's a methodology, not a set of conclusions. And to be clear, the conclusions keep changing. Our methods pretty much stay the same. The scientific method, the scientific approach, the processes that we do, they pretty much stay the same. They do change over time because we're improving our scientific approach, the ideas that we're using. So, as an example of something that's kind of new in the scientific approach, in the grand scheme of centuries, is the double blind experiment used in medicine. The point of it is to get rid of, to rule out placebo as a variable. So, as part of the scientific approach, the kind of things that we do are we uh, we try to explain things in a way where the explanations fit with everything else we know. We're trying to root out contradictions. We don't want to come up with explanations that contradict other stuff that we already know. We also don't want explanations that have internal contradictions. We care a lot about contradictions. We're trying to avoid them. We understand that contradictions don't exist in reality. So when we see a contradiction, we understand that means there's something wrong in our knowledge, not something wrong in reality. Um, Part of looking for contradictions is we're trying to avoid vagueness, because when there's vagueness, it is difficult to notice a contradiction. Or also, vagueness can mean that there's, something could have multiple meanings. We don't know which one is right. One of them could be contradicting something, and while the others don't. So it causes all kinds of problems when it comes to looking for contradictions. Um, as part of the scientific approach, we're trying to make it easy for other people to check our work. When we write a research paper, the last chapter, or last one of the last sections of the paper, is something called error, and it's you're supposed to be saying where you think you might have gone wrong, where you think errors might have been introduced. This is to help the future people who are reading your article to take your work from there, and continue on your work and build upon it, as scientists themselves. As part of the scientific approach, we're trying to combat our biases. I mentioned the double blind experiment. That the placebo effect is a bias in itself. It's something we're trying to root out. So one of the things that uh, Muslims do is they try to use um, current day science conclusions uh, in their favor when they say that it happens to agree with the Quran. Um, there's a lot of ways this doesn't make sense. One of them is the Quran disagrees with a lot of other science conclusions. So, like for example, the concept of jinn. Islam believes in it. Science does not. Now, I want to clarify something. A lot of people think science has nothing to do with jinn. No, they're confused. What they're confused about is they think if something is not falsifiable, then you can't say anything about it. But no, that's not what science is doing with the concept of falsifiability. If a if a theory claims to affect physical reality, like jinn does, while it there's no way to make an experiment that could rule it out. That is what we mean by unfalsifiable. And what do we do with theories like that? We throw them out because they make no sense. There's an internal contradiction there. The contradiction, to tell you again, is it is claiming to affect physical reality while it refuses any attempt to be falsified with an experiment. That those two things don't make sense together. What another part of why this doesn't make sense is a lot of the things that a lot of the scientific conclusions that the Quran does agree with are things that people knew at that time before the Quran. So it's not unique to Islam. Another issue people bring up regarding miracle claims is they this is the version of miracle claim that where somebody's if if there's some phenomenon that can't be explained by current scientific conclusions, then that implies God. A couple problems with this is it doesn't imply God. Why you're selecting God out of the infinite set of things it could be makes no sense there. But set that aside. The other problem with it is just because we don't have the science conclusions today doesn't mean we won't have them in 10 years. So if your methodology results uh, in assigning something as a miracle because we currently don't know, and then in the future we do know, and now it's not a miracle using the same logic, that makes no sense. And finally, I want to say one more thing, and this really is the biggest problem out of all of these things. If you're going to talk about miracle claims and prophecies, you need to do it in a scientific way. So here's the way to do it. You take all the miracle claims that Islam has ever made, Islamic miracle claims, and you take all the miracle claims that uh, everyone else ever made, the other religions, non religions, everything, and then you design a series of tests, logical tests, that you would take any one of these miracle claims, put them through this series of tests, and the series of logical tests determines if a miracle claim is in fact a miracle or it's not a miracle. And you want to run this series of logical tests on all of those miracle claims. And what needs to happen at the end is you see that all the Islamic miracle claims pass the test, those logical series of tests, and you want to see that all the non-Islamic miracle claims failed those logical tests. Otherwise, if you're not doing that process, you're just doing mythology, which is what it seems to be everybody is doing. Every time I hear somebody talking about miracles, they're not talking about it the scientific way. What they're doing is the mythology way. I hope that made sense to everyone. If anyone has any questions, please ask me. You can ask me in the ex-Muslim subreddit. That's one way to do it. There's other ways you could do it. Um, that's it for this one.